All right, let's talk really quickly about how you can tell if a multiplication or division will result in either a positive or a negative number. The examples we'll use here at the bottom will all be multiplication, but all the rules apply the same for division, which we'll see in another video. So real quick, the simple way to describe it is this. If the signs of the values match, meaning they are the same, then the multiplication or division will always be positive. This is true whether we have a positive times a positive or whether we have a negative times a negative. On the other hand, if the signs of the values don't match, then the result of the multiplication or division will always be negative. So for multiplication, it doesn't matter which number is bigger, it's just a question of how the signs match up. So 3 times 2 will be what? Positive or negative? Well, it's a positive 3 times a positive 2, so the result here will be positive. Right? 3 times negative 2, on the other hand, will be, well, we've got a positive and a negative, so those signs don't match, so that means that our multiplication here will be negative. If you want a handy visual tool to do this, you can also use what we call the magic triangle here. And here's how the magic triangle works. If you're multiplying a negative times a positive, just cover up the negative and the positive, and look at what you have left. You have a negative left, so a negative times a positive is a negative. Although you can also, again, just look at the fact that they don't match and say this means I'm going to have a negative result here. Now here's the one where we kind of start to trip up here. Negative 3 times negative 2, right? Do these signs match? They do. We've got a negative 3 times a negative 2. They're matching signs, so they will result in a positive value. Go ahead and pause the video, answer these last 4 on the bottom, which shouldn't be too different for you, and then unpause it and check your answers. All right, now that you've done that, here we've got a positive, because it's a positive times a positive. We've got a negative, because it's a positive times a negative, so we have non-matching signs there. Okay. This one might have been tricky for you, but as long as we have one negative and one positive, for addition, subtraction, it matters which one's bigger, but for multiplication, division, all that matters is that they don't match, so we have a negative. And then finally, a negative times a negative will make a positive.